From Mario to Master Chief.
That game is awesome.
8-bit to high def. The battle is on.
It's one team trying to beat the other team.
Heroes versus assassins.
Finish him! Finish him! Finish him!
Legends versus monsters.
She's the toughest bad guy in the game.
Boom shakalaka!
We're counting down the top 100 video games of all time.
Cool. Mario Brothers is basically like a quest on acid.
Just last night, I was lost in the jungle with Pitfall Harry.
I love shooters.
Best game of all time's Mario Party.
Skyrim is a way of life.
Best game of all time.
But that's a game we used to play a lot.
Portal is the best game on the planet.
I got really hooked on that game.
At number 20, Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare.
I'm a huge Call of Duty fan. Massive.
Oh my God, it's insane.
Released in 2007, Call of Duty 4 took the bold step of transitioning from its predecessor's World War II settings to drop gamers into the middle of frenetic modern-day warfare.
Keep it pinned down!
This was our chance to really redefine what our players thought about from a first-person multiplayer experience.
Normally a campaign guy, but for that game, the whole ranking system, it's incredible.
Everyone goes online, you're in the same chat room, you're in the same game, you're all playing with each other.
It's a blast because, you know, you get the little kids and, you know, you can hear them screaming at you, and then in the background their mom, you know, hey, come clean your room, blah, blah, and, you know, like, shut up, Mom. It's pretty funny.
I've tried with my 12-year-old and just get killed in 30 seconds in, but I'm gonna get to minute 2 at some point.
There's some kid in Ohio who's just awesome. You're like, how did you do that? You just sniped me from inside a trash can, man. What are you doing?
That's why I don't play multiplayer. They own you.
I own you, bitch. How old are you? 12.
There are games that transport you to unique, magical places. And then there are those games that send you to hell. You know, in a good way. At number 19, it's the devilishly entertaining hack-and-slash masterpiece, Diablo 2. Underworld-themed Diablo 2 hit PCs in 2000.
If you ever wanted a hand cramp, you should play Diablo 2. That game is an amazing example of how a normal person with a normal psychological makeup can become completely obsessive.
It's the kind of game that you go to sleep at night and you're thinking about it. You're thinking about the creatures you fought, the weaknesses they had, what strategies you're going to use tomorrow when you wake up, and it's just that type of game.
Diablo 2 became the loot lover's game of choice.
Clicking and getting loot. Clicking and getting loot.
Click, 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 click.
Clicking and getting loot.
Click, 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 click.
There's something very relaxing about sitting back and just kind of getting these monsters, getting the treasure, getting the monsters. You know, playing Diablo almost felt like a form of meditation.
Clicking and getting loot. So good.
At number 18, Miss Pac-Man.
You can't say you're a gamer and not know what Miss Pac-Man is.
Anybody with a bow in their hair rules.
But I have a Miss Pac-Man machine at my house. I'm just bragging. Now I'm just bragging.
It's a really charming story of Miss Pac-Man and Mr. Pac-Man. They meet and they have Pac babies.
You know, that's why people play Miss Pac-Man, right? The riveting story.
Released in 1982, Miss Pac-Man upgraded the original gameplay with 4 increasingly difficult mazes, moving bonus fruits, and solid, brightly colored walls.
All of us universally thought Miss Pac-Man was better than Pac-Man.
It doesn't hurt my masculinity to say Miss Pac-Man's better than Pac-Man. It is. It's a fact.
Better mazes, unpredictable ghosts, and let's be honest, Miss Pac-Man is just far sexier than her male counterpart.
Miss Pac-Man was, dare I say, hot?
I'm just gonna say Ms. Pac-Man is sexier. She's fresh, she's fun, she's presentational.
Miss Pac-Man implies that you got a shot with her, you know? It's not Mrs. Pac-Man. She's a sexy little yellow dot.
We're not so sure about that, but one thing is certain. Miss Pac-Man will always hold a special place in the hearts of gamers everywhere.
Miss Pac-Man was a game that my dad and I played together, and even to this day, sometimes I'll just get like a text from my dad, and it'll have a picture of like Miss Pac-Man screen. He'll be like, guess what I'm doing now?
Miss Pac-Man's a classic. That's a game I could play for a long, long time.
That's one of those games that'll never go away. It'll live forever.
Rushing into the number 17 spot on the countdown is Blizzard's strategy masterpiece, StarCraft.
I was just so addicted to those games.
Released in 1998, StarCraft dropped players into the middle of an intergalactic war between three very distinct races.
Our forces are under attack.
Crash! StarCraft revolutionized real-time strategy games and set a new bar for online multiplayer.
The more you play it, the better you get at it, but you're also playing against other people that are also getting better at it. And it feeds into the competitive nature of people. It feeds into, humans' desire to get better at things.
StarCraft has sold over 10 million copies since its release, making it one of the best-selling PC games of all time.
I had to actually uninstall it and break the disc because it was just taking up way too much of my practice time.
At number 16 is one of the most groundbreaking and immersive games ever released, Half-Life.
Half-Life is an incredible experience. I love the whole idea of you're in this entire different universe.
Released to critical acclaim and massive sales in 1998, Half-Life is the gold standard for a first-person shooting experience.
Half-Life was fun because it had that sci-fi element. Predictable phase arrays. They're killing those mutants and the weird zombies with crab heads, if I remember correctly, and pretty messed up game, but a lot of fun.
What the hell are these things?
But Half-Life was more than your usual first-person shooting gallery. The game's creators didn't include any animated cutscenes and instead moved the story along using scripted sequences.
Ah, Gordon, here you are.
As a result, the player remains fully immersed in the game by always seeing the world of Half-Life through Gordon Freeman's eyes.
That was the thing about that game that was mind-blowing. You were, for the first time, I think, really a part of the world, that the world interacted and looked back at you.
I am impressed.
Coming up next,
Everybody wanted to save Zelda.
the final 15.
It introduced a whole way of gaming that has never been played before.
Will Kong be king?
Anything that involves like a plumber and a big gorilla, what's more fun than that?
Or will 007 take the gold?
Oh, I got the golden gun.
But first, which of the following is not a bonus item in Miss Pac-Man? The answer when the top 100 returns. Before the break, we asked, which of the following is not a bonus item in Miss Pac-Man? The answer? The pineapple. And now an arcade classic that helped launch an entire franchise and put Nintendo on the map.
The reason I'm able to continue this work, it all started with Donkey Kong.
At number 15, it's the 800-pound gorilla of video games, Donkey Kong.
Anything that involves like a plumber and a big gorilla, what's more fun than that?
The now legendary Donkey Kong first hit arcades in 1981. This addictive platformer featured Mario in his first ever video game appearance as he attempted to rescue his girlfriend from the barrel-throwing ape.
No, I don't think Princess Peach getting kidnapped is funny at all. I think that's serious business, and you've got to take it seriously as a gamer. If you don't, you're just kind of leaving her to die at the hands of whatever Dark Lord or the monkey or the gorilla or whatever.
Tiny person who looks like a monkey running away from barrels after bigger monkey who has stolen girl.
That giant gorilla just took this girl I want to ask out. He climbed the top of this building I've been trying to build that's been a pain, and now he's throwing barrels that somehow hit that oil barrel that's on fire, and now they're fire barrels that somehow go up ladders.
He's a gorilla barrels. He throws the barrels, and it just perfectly, so he does a little spin.
There was the one that had the wee boink 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 woo. You know, it had the weird elevators and then the thing dropping.
If you actually make it all the way up to the top, you think, yay, I'm gonna rescue the princess. No, he comes and he takes the princess to the next level.
That's not an easy game. Like, you have to put some serious time in, and then you go right back to the beginning if you lose. That's pretty frustrating.
All frustration aside, Donkey Kong remains a singular piece of gaming history, as countless spin-offs, sequels, and imitators prove.
Nintendo wouldn't be as huge as it was if it wasn't for the original Donkey Kong.
And now a game that merged the cinematic thrills of a big-budget movie with the action of a video game. At number 14, it's the white-knuckle thrill ride, Uncharted 2: Among Thieves.
It's one of those games now where you get to control your own movie.
How's that look?
It's like, oh, I get to do Indiana Jones myself. Like, it's amazing.
It took Uncharted and just blew it out of the water in terms of adding so many more cinematic elements and so much more immersion with the way it told the story.
Released for the PlayStation 3 in 2009, Uncharted 2: Among Thieves tells the globe-trotting story of Nathan Drake and his quest to recover Marco Polo's lost treasure.
Quite the badass is the only way to describe Nathan Drake. He can kick, he can shoot, he can punch, he can hide behind a little ballast and come out, surprise a mofo.
The thing that jumps out the most to me about Nathan Drake is his upper body strength, because he's always climbing everywhere.
It's like you really feel like you're climbing on a cliff face. You do get caught up in the moment, and you worry for your character when he's hanging off a ledge.
The PS3's cell processors were pushed to the limit to bring Nathan Drake's adventure to life.
The first thing is you wake up in a train. You're like, oh, what's going on? Hey, that's my blood. Then you realize that things are falling towards you because the train is off the cliff.
And you're hanging at the bottom with one hand trying to climb back up. The train's on fire.
And you got to claw your way out of the train as it's going to fall past you, and then you're not done because there's bad guys coming at you.
That's where the game starts. Like, what? Did I hit start wrong? What did I do?
Groundbreaking, exciting, and funny.
Hey, jackass, you're ruining the show here.
Uncharted 2: Among Thieves is everything a great video game should be.
There's a reason to buy a PS3. Uncharted 2.
There are games that make you jump through hoops, and then there are games that make you jump through, well, everything. At number 13, it's Portal.
Portal is the best game on the planet.
The genius of Portal lies in some of the most brilliant in-game physics ever developed.
You can create your own portals.
It's a little hard to kind of wrap your head around the fact that I walk in one place and I walk out of the other. Your brain doesn't want to accept that reality.
As a human guinea pig in Aperture Labs, your character, Chell, wields a portal gun to create insane shortcuts through a series of deadly rooms.
There's just so many variations with what portals you can make and where you can make them and how you can go through them.
It introduced a whole way of gaming that has never been played before. The way that you are flinging yourself through portals and picking up speed.
Well done.
Portal will be this really fun game just based on its mechanics alone. But it's got this whole other layer of this emergent character of GLaDOS.
We will stop enhancing the truth in 3, 2.
You're being taunted by Hal's sarcastic sister through the whole thing, with her very pleasant speaking voice and her passive-aggressive nature.
We are pleased that you made it through the final challenge where we pretended we were going to murder you.
It's like the mom you never wanted.
Luckily, I shared that same love for sarcasm with Gladys. And I feel like at some point I dated Gladys myself.
The only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart.
Thrilling, frustrating, darkly comical,
I'm going to kill you. And all the cake is gone.
and even occasionally heartbreaking, Portal is one of the most unique gaming experiences of all time.
That game is made by geniuses, and it makes you feel like a genius when you play it.
The close quarter combat, the badass weaponry, the vicious creatures. At number 12, Doom 2, Hell on Earth.
Doom 2 was awesome.
Released for the PC in 1994, Doom 2 puts the player in the boots of a space marine who returns to an Earth overrun by demons.
Robot demons and a big freaking gun. That's what made Doom 2 so great. Was there a story? I don't know. Do I care? No, I do not. Because I get to blow up things in hell, on Earth.
That was the coolest part of the game. The beasts from hell. I mean, where else would they come from?
Doom 2 was a game that I played a hell of a lot of.
Doom 2 was probably one of my favorite shooting games.
It's something you can totally get addicted to because it's super visceral, it's fast, it's violent, more violent than anything that ever came before it.
What I remember from old school Doom was it being that game that only one kid's parents at school would let him have, and so everybody would want to go over to his house and play.
Doom 2 was more than just a fast-paced shooter. It was also scary as hell.
Oh, I was terrified. As a little kid, that was terrifying. And the sound effects are still kind of frightening.
Remember we were talking about Doom dreams where I would start to fall asleep and I would hear the
Everybody would go to sleep and I'd be on the computer with my headphones on, and sometimes my brother would sneak up on me and I would just go crazy because the game is so intense. That'll freak you out. That'll scar you for life. I still go to counseling every Tuesday for that. Because of Doom. It's that serious.
Up next, the N64 masterpiece that changed the way we look at Link forever. At number 11, it's The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
It tickled me in a way that I don't think any other game really had.
1998's Ocarina of Time was the first time the Zelda series was in 3D, and it opened up a world of possibilities for Link.
It was the first game that I remember sitting on the couch and putting literally hundreds and hundreds of hours in.
It's the first time that I really felt like Zelda was just wide open, that Link could go really anywhere.
I remember just riding around that field on Epona, just riding and enjoying the environment, just feeling what it was like to travel the landscape, to look for hideouts, to look for new things that I can collect, go sell in the market, and then of course to go and harass the chickens.
Adding to the legend were the musical moments made possible by the ocarina.
They completely integrated this thing where you actually got to play the music in Zelda.
Learning new songs, to do different things in the world, to unlock things.
So to call your horse to you, you have to play its song. Do, 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 do.
The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time has sold almost 8 million copies and will live forever as one of the best games of all time.
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time definitely has the #1 spot in my heart.
It was an amazing, amazing game.
Coming up,
My favorite game of all time would have to be World of Warcraft.
the top 10 video games of all time.
I love Super Mario Brothers.
They're the giants of gaming.
It was a hack and slash game, but sweet.
Who will fall next?
When stuff starts speeding up, it gets a little hot in my neck.
But first, how many different pieces are there in Tetris? The answer when we return. Before the break, we asked, how many different pieces are there in Tetris? The answer? 7. At number 10, it's the massively multiplayer masterpiece, World of Warcraft.
My favorite game of all time would have to be World of Warcraft.
What's really amazing about World of Warcraft is how open the world is. Everyone can have a different experience.
And there's just something so perfect about it.
World of Warcraft debuted in 2004, and for a monthly subscription fee, players from across the globe could adventure together with their personalized heroes.
There was this feeling that even if you had never played games before, if you first got into the game, you could figure it out and be immersed instantly.
I felt like that was one of those games that bridged the gap between gamers and brought people together. You know what I'm saying? Instead of everybody sitting at home playing by themselves. So it was innovative in its own right.
World of Warcraft completely hooked me, sucked me in, and didn't let go for a long time.
6 months ago, I just said I have to quit. And I cold turkey quit Warcraft, and I've been clean ever since.
World of Warcraft is a fantastic and ever-changing universe that continues to unite millions of gamers across the world.
People think it's this antisocial thing, but it's absolutely not. It's the opposite. You're just connecting with people in a different way.
Gorgeous simplicity helped transform our next title into one of the most memorable video games of all time. At number 9, we present the hauntingly beautiful Shadow of the Colossus.
Your girlfriend dies, this guy tells you have to go kill these giant colossi to bring her back. Basically, it's just a series of boss battles. These huge, massive monsters, flying ones, swimming ones, ones that run around, ones that burrow under the ground. I always kind of looked at it as almost like a puzzle game. You know, you weren't entirely sure which way you had to go to get up the creature. So you're like, I'm gonna try this way. Oh no, that's not it. Go this way, and as you kind of worked your way up.
They're not bothering you. They're not bothering anybody. They're hanging out in the dirt, just chilling, and you're going up to them for no reason, climbing them and stabbing them in their vital organs.
I never felt worse defeating the boss in a game. It was so sad, like so sad. I was like, I finally did it. Oh, I did it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I killed you. I'm so sorry. Like, you feel terrible. But then you gotta go get the next one.
Shadow of the Colossus stands as a work of art and proof that complex gameplay isn't necessary to create an incredible game. Up next, a bullet-filled, rocket-dodging trip to the world of James Bond. At number 8, GoldenEye 007.
Best game of all time.
GoldenEye was my game. That was basically it. Loved it.
GoldenEye? Big GoldenEye fan back in the day?
When GoldenEye came out, every single person was playing that game. And if you weren't playing that game, then you were nobody.
GoldenEye really was kind of the blueprint for all those first-person shooters.
I think if you put all the times that I played GoldenEye and drank a 2-liter bottle of Coke while I did it, I should be about 900 pounds.
When GoldenEye was released for the Nintendo 64 in 1997, millions of gamers gathered to take each other on in the game's 4-player split-screen deathmatches.
Probably was the best multiplayer N64 game ever.
I really enjoyed 007 GoldenEye when I was a kid. It was a lot of fun. Got some guys together. Really had a lot of fun with it.
I used to play with my friends. It was like a big deal. It was like who was best at GoldenEye.
It was so fun to be in the same room, play with people. You were playing on a tiny little quarter of a tiny little screen, but it was okay because the game was so fun that it was just endless, endless, endless entertainment.
All I would do is drink a 2-liter bottle of Coke and just shoot people and be like, oh, I got the golden gun.
Golden gun, I was the champion.
I was just like, hey man, this is me handling business. Give me the golden gun. 1 bullet, done.
That was what I remember, just shooting my friends in the head over and over again.
And for millions of gamers, GoldenEye 007 will be the measure of what a first-person shooter should be.
GoldenEye, not even a great James Bond movie. Video game, I think, is my favorite James Bond thing that exists.
At number 7, it's Super Mario Bros. 3. The original Super Mario Bros. Made side-scrolling platformers popular. Super Mario 3 perfected them.
Super Mario Bros. 3 is just building off a great game and making it even cooler. The levels in there, the controls, the characters.
Regular Mario, they just had the green portal thing. Super Mario Bros. 3, here comes the magic whistle.
Frog suit when you were going down into the water, and then you could like jump higher when you were above the water in the frog suit.
It really was the Tanuki suit totally was the game changer for me in that, and just absolutely floored me.
3 was the game. When Mario started flying, it was sick.
Like, that was the coolest thing. Like, Super Mario had a raccoon tail, which for some reason was very exciting at the time.
You get to fly. I mean, come on. You're Super Mario and you're flying around the world, which is so cool.
With 18 million copies sold since its 1988 release, Super Mario Bros. 3 is one of the best-selling and most beloved games of all time.
I mean, Super Mario Bros. 3, I think, is the seminal, maybe the most important of the Mario games.
Super Mario Bros. 3, that's just a classic game.
Up next, a gaming legend.
Oh, The Legend of Zelda. Oh my God.
Legend of Zelda is like a special game to me.
At number 6, it's the Nintendo classic, The Legend of Zelda.
Zelda is like another one of those games that's in history forever.
Because all these dudes wish they were running around with a weapon saving princesses.
Released in 1986 for the NES, The Legend of Zelda was a game changer for the industry and a favorite for gamers.
It was so sweet, and it was a hack and slash game, but sweet. And it had all these puzzles, and my wife and I played it so much at the time that it was crazy. And it was immersive.
I used to love it with that sword and the giant coins, the coins that are bigger than your body. That was exciting. And Zelda 2, the princess. Oh, she was so pretty, and you wanted to save her, this little green outfit, going into caves and getting magic potions.
The Legend of Zelda mixed a high fantasy adventure with some of the most memorable music and sound effects in gaming history.
The whole Zelda series is one of the most powerful Pavlovian audio experiences you can have in terms of just a little sound effects you hear that trigger crazy reactions in your body. The sound of collecting a rupee, it just probably makes people like salivate.
Us from Pakistan, so we also used rupees. The only difference is in Hyrule, there's fewer cars on fire.
Legend of Zelda was worth its weight in gold for Nintendo, spawning a series that has sold over 60 million copies.
I want to play it right now, actually. Just thinking about Legend of Zelda, it makes you want to play it.
Everybody wanted to save Zelda.
Coming up.
Oh, I love that game.
The Final 5 fight to be the top video game of all time.
It's insane how great that game was.
But first, Nintendo's Princess Zelda is named after which of these famous females? The answer after the break. Before the break, we asked, Nintendo's Princess Zelda is named after which of these famous females? The answer? The novelist Zelda Fitzgerald, wife of F. Scott Fitzgerald. Fitting snugly into our number 5 slot, that devious Russian brain teaser, Tetris.
People cannot forget the legendary Tetris.
Tetris I played a lot in college. That was my college game. I missed a lot of tests because of Tetris.
I had one of the original Game Boys. I played it constantly. It was very good.
Most obnoxious, getting stuck in your head music ever.
Yes.
Developed in the early 80s by a Russian programmer, it was Nintendo's Game Boy version released in 1989 that turned Tetris into a household name.
Tetris is absolutely the crack of video games. It's the most addictive video game of all time.
That was one of those games where I never wanted to own it because I just knew I'd be Jabba the Hutt size if I had Tetris.
Everybody at Broderman was playing Tetris. I stopped working on Prince of Persia for a couple of days just to try to beat everybody's high score.
It's not a great game to play if you have a little bit of obsessive compulsive tendencies.
Tetris is a game that invades your waking and your sleeping hours.
You're trying to sleep at night, and you just see those little stupid shapes coming down again and again.
I'd close my eyes and I would see things coming down and I'd be arranging them. And I knew it was time to stop.
Stuff starts speeding up. It gets a little hot in my neck, you know, especially when you start building up and things don't start falling into place.
Oh, that is not where that was supposed to go. Now there's a space. Oh.
You pile it up, and then you drop the long one on the side.
You shove that post down in there, and the 4 blink, blink, and they go away. Oh, so nice.
Once you get up in there and it starts making that like lamb noise, like, you remember that?
And to this day, I still think it is the most perfect handheld gaming experience.
They don't get much bigger than this one.
Oh, I love that game.
Coming in at number 4, Asteroids.
It's a great game. I remember playing it when I was, this big, in the arcade.
It was just very gratifying just nailing the rocks, and then they'd split.
One of the most addicting games ever.
First released to arcades back in 1979, Asteroids was stunning in its simplicity and maddening in its difficulty.
Asteroids is a seemingly very simple game, but it just it gets more and more obscene, like the danger level.
You couldn't even play that game because all you see is the rocks coming at you. You have no idea what to do with those rocks.
Asteroids addicted gamers, made millions of dollars, and helped shape the games we play today. But the reason Asteroids is one of the top video games of all time is because it's a lot of fun to play.
Asteroids is a great example of core gameplay just by itself. It's amazing, like today, our games have graphics and awesome like sound engines, just so much going on, but you could have so much fun with basically just a little triangle on a screen.
And now one of the most haunting, atmospheric, and memorable video games in history. Charging in at number 3, BioShock.
BioShock was, oh, holy crap. This is amazing.
BioShock is one of the scariest games I've ever played.
It's insane how great that game was.
Released in 2007, BioShock takes players to an underwater utopia that has gone horribly wrong. But the city of Rapture is more than just a setting.
I mean, the world of Rapture was the main character of that game. And everyone you met in that world, you never knew what to expect.
We wanted to say, okay, we want to set this in a place that feels totally believable on its own right. Even here, we thought of an underwater city, and we came up with the notion of this failed utopia, and all the utopian ideals, sort of the ideals of the city, are represented visually in the look, the Art Deco look. And then when you see the water coming in, the cracks in the water coming in, on man's aspirations, you just have this great visual metaphor for the whole story of the game.
To survive in Rapture, a player must genetically evolve by injecting himself with plasmids that give superpowers.
I like that you could like accumulate all these different kind of powers and you could modify your body.
And he's jamming himself in the arm with this thing. And he's getting powers and shooting and killing people. I don't want it. It's the scariest video game ever.
But these cool powers come at a hefty moral price. To modify your character, you must harvest the biological resource Adam from mutated children called little sisters.
Each of these little girls is protected by a giant Big Daddy. And the Big Daddies are terrifying. I mean,
With the Big Daddy and Little Sister, there's sort of this wandering boss battle that moves to the level, and you choose when you're going to engage them.
Morality, philosophy, and the ability to blast fire from your hands. BioShock is more than a video game. It's a work of art.
You know, there's the whole argument about games as art, games as true storytelling. And BioShock is one of the games that is the testament for why they are art.
See you soon, Mr. Bubbles.
Coming up,
You were interactive in this world, and the graphics were amazing.
we've counted down 98 and only 2 remain.
It's pretty crazy fun.
What will be the top video game of all time?
I think it got to be everybody's favorite. If there's not their favorite, then lying.
The answer when the top 100 video games of all time returns. And now the most celebrated entry in a legendary series. At number 2, it's the Super Nintendo masterpiece, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past.
When the Super Nintendo came out and Zelda: A Link to the Past happened, it was awesome.
The first real adventure game for Super Nintendo, and you could see why people gravitate around it.
You were interactive in this world, and the graphics were amazing, and the story was awesome.
Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past was the first time I'd seen rain in a video game, and it blew my mind.
A Link to the Past introduced series staples like the Master Sword, multi-level dungeons, and heart pieces. But it stayed true to the original when it came to the hero, the villain, and the damsel in distress.
Zelda: Link to the Past. You're Zelda. This fine, fine woman. No, you're not Zelda, you're freaking Link. Okay, we're gonna try that again. So you start out, this fine young fellow named Link, all dressed in your green. You wake up in your bed, there's a little treasure chest there, and that becomes the beginning of your love for treasure chests that will eventually lead you to Zelda. There it is. Now you begin your journey.
A Link to the Past parallel worlds and unparalleled adventure have secured it a spot on everyone's list of top video games of all time.
It was the first game for me that made me have to jump and save my money and buy a Super Nintendo because I knew I had to own that game. It's incredible.
This is it. After counting down the 99 top video games of all time, we've finally reached the final boss. This game almost single-handedly saved the struggling video game industry while simultaneously turning millions of kids into gamers for life.
Dun, 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 dun.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yep, you guessed it. Coming in at number 1, Super Mario Brothers.
It's me, Mario.
I love Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers, that's the best game ever.
Every little kid talk about Super Mario Bros.
Super Mario is the best all-time game.
Mario, who didn't play that game?
I played Mario Brothers night and day like it was my job.
I'm not saying I based my life on it or anything, but it mattered most while Super Mario Brothers.
This classic came bundled with most people's Nintendo Entertainment System, and for many it was the first console game they ever played.
This is the game that everybody had at their house. It was so fun, you could never stop playing.
Super Mario NES definitely got me into home systems, home console. I would sit in my room. I mean, I remember sitting in my room and not realizing it had gotten dark outside.
Players stayed glued to the game thanks to Super Mario Bros.' surreal mix of platforms, plumbers, and a princess.
Mario Brothers is basically like a quest on acid. It's pretty crazy fun.
I thought I was going to grow up to be a plumber because these guys were the coolest guys doing it and they were plumbers. So why not?
Every head of state knows what to do when the princess gets kidnapped. You call the plumber. Duh.
First of all, he's the worst plumber in the world. He probably has a backlog of jobs that are not being done because he's chasing this girl that he can never really have, you know?
So I like the game a lot because it was fun, but I also like it because I feel bad for Luigi.
They're called the Mario Brothers, so that means their last names are Mario.
So it's Mario and Luigi Mario?
He's just as good as Mario, just in a different outfit.
What's Luigi getting out of it? He's just helping out, like, his sister-in-law?
Every time the castle gets like bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're like, this is the one, man. Peach is gonna be there, and I'm gonna like end this whole game right now. And then it's like, ding, 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 and it's like next level.
I think it was on level 4-1. You could take the turtle shell and you could bang it against between you and the wall.
You could bounce up and down and up and down and up and down, just keep getting one-ups all day long, and then finish the game from there.
And I never beat Super Mario Brothers without learning that trick.
Nobody can beat Super Mario Brothers. A cultural icon with more than 40 million copies sold, it launched the most successful franchise in gaming history and earned its place as the top video game of all time.
It was one of those games that I think no matter who you were, gamer or not, you see it and you know exactly who it is. And there aren't very many games that do that, where it's such a pop culture phenomenon. So that's why I would say Super Mario is my number one.
I think it got to be everybody's favorite. If there's not their favorite, they're lying.
It's clear that video games are part of the fabric of modern life. From the classics to whatever comes next. Everyone plays.
Everyone plays.
Everyone plays.
Everyone plays.
Everyone.
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 Everyone plays.
Who knows what the next 40 years of gaming innovation will hold? We can't wait to see which games rule the future.